Welcome to this customer case study on AWS Glue migration to Snowflake. Why are we discussing this today? So, in today's fast paced world, businesses rely on real time data processing to make critical decisions. But what happens when your ETL pipeline becomes slow, expensive, and complex? That's exactly what happened to a leading enterprise that depended on AWS Glue for data processing. They found a better way by migrating to Snowflake. In this case study, we'll explore why AWS Glue was their initial choice, the challenges they faced as data volumes grew, how Snowflake helped them achieve better performance and cost efficiency. By leveraging Snowflake's cloud native capabilities, this company achieved significant cost savings, faster data processing, a simplified, more scalable architecture. Let's dive deeper into this journey and understand what made Snowflake the right choice. Before we dive into the migration story, let's take a moment to understand AWS Glue, the ETL service that was originally used in our case study. So, what is AWS Glue? AWS Glue is a serverless data integration service that helps business extract, transform, and load data across different data sources. Think of AWS Glue as the middleman between raw data and analytics. It consists of four major components. First being the AWS Glue crawler, which is nothing but the data detective. Imagine you receive a pile of messy documents and need to figure out what's inside before organizing them. That's exactly what AWS Glue crawler does. It scans raw data stored in places like Amazon S3 or relational databases. It identifies the data type, schema, and structure. It automatically creates the metadata, so Glue knows how to process the data. Once the crawler finishes, all this information is stored in the AWS Glue data catalog. So if the Glue crawler is the detective, then Glue data catalog is the library where all the findings are stored. So it acts as a central repository for metadata. It keeps track of table names, column structures, and file formats. It allows different AWS services like Athena, Redshift, and Glue itself to easily find and use the data. With this catalog in place, we now know what our data looks like and where it lives. But we still need to process and clean it. That's where glue jobs come into the picture. So now we need to extract, clean, and load the data into a target system. So this is done using AWS Glue jobs. So Glue jobs use PySpark or Scala scripts to process large data sets. They apply transformations such as cleaning, deduping, and structuring data. Once transformed, the data is moved into a final storage location for reporting. But how do the glue jobs know when to run? That's where triggers come into play. So AWS triggers are nothing but the automation engine. AWS Glue triggers help automate workflows. Triggers automatically kick off the ETL process when certain conditions are met. There are three types of triggers. First is on demand. So on demand triggers runs manually when needed. Then we have event driven, starts when new data arrives in S3. We have scheduled triggers. It runs at a fixed time. Example, a job can run every night at 2 a.m. So with crawlers detecting data, the data catalog storing the metadata, jobs transforming the data, and triggers automating the process, AWS Glue offers a complete serverless ETL solution. Now that we understand AWS Glue, let's look at how this company initially set up their data pipeline. Let's take a look at the previous architecture used by our case study company before migrating to Snowflake. The company relied on AWS Glue for ETL, extract, transform, load processing, but as we'll see, this setup had some serious challenges. Let's break it down step by step. The first step starts with data ingestion. Raw data lands into Amazon S3. The journey starts with raw data files arriving in an Amazon S3 bucket. These files include customer orders, payment transactions, shipping, and logistic records. This raw data is unstructured and must go through multiple processing steps before it can be used for analytics. In the step 2, AWS Lambda detects new files and triggers the ETL. As soon as New data lands in the S3 source bucket, and AWS Lambda function is triggered. Think of Lambda as an event driven automation tool. It detects new files and informs AWS Glue that processing needs to begin. This ensures automation so that the data processing starts as soon as the new files arrive. Step 3, we have the AWS Glue crawler. It scans and registers the metadata. Before we can process the data, AWS Glue needs to understand its structure. That's where the Glue crawler comes in. It scans the raw data and detects column names, data types, and formats. It then stores all this metadata into an AWS Glue data catalog. The Glue data catalog acts like a central metadata store, helping Glue jobs know what the data looks like before processing it. Now we are ready to move the files into a more structured format before transformation. The step 4, data is moved into Amazon S3 named file bucket. At this stage, the raw files are moved into a specialized Amazon S3 named file bucket. Why is this step necessary? It provides a staging area before AWS Glue performs the transformations. It organizes and standardizes file formats, file names, making processing more efficient. It acts as an intermediate storage layer to keep things more structured. Th- These are the key steps before AWS Glue jobs run. The files must be properly structured. Next, we have the AWS Glue job. So that runs the ETL on the data. Once the files are structured in the named file bucket, an AWS Glue job starts processing them. The AWS Glue job follows a three-step ETL process. First being extract, it reads the structured data from the S3 name file bucket. It then transforms it, cleans it, formats it, and applies business logic using PySpark scripts. And finally, it's the load process where it moves the transformed data into the final processed S3 bucket. After the AWS Glue job finishes the processing, the cleaned and structured data is stored in another S3 bucket. The final S3 bucket serves as the data source for BI tools like Amazon Athena, Power BI, or Tableau. Now, analysts can finally query and generate reports from this processed data. Now, when we think of the challenges with this setup, although this setup kind of worked for the customer, but it had the following major challenges associated with it. The first being high operational overhead. So the engineers constantly had to tune the glue jobs and manage multiple components. It also led to delayed data processing because Glue operated in a batch mode, data wasn't available in real time. And as you can see, there were too many intermediate steps. Managing three different S3 buckets, raw, named, and final, added unnecessary complexity. Also, AWS Glue struggled to process data as volumes grew to 500 GB per day. Because of these challenges, the company decided to look for a better, faster, and a more cost efficient solution, which led them to migrate to Snowflake. So, now let's walk through their new architecture and see how it transformed their data pipelines. So, why Snowflake? Uh, Snowflake was chosen because it offers seamless integration with AWS services, it results in faster data processing, and it had lower operational complexity. So, at the heart of this migration was the Snowflake's powerful copy into command. So, what does this do? It allows bulk historical data loading from Amazon S3 into Snowflake. It's optimized for fast ingestion and scalability. This approach provided a much simpler and a cost effective ETL process compared to AWS Glue. Next, we also have the Snowpipe, which is the real time data loader. But as you can see, historical data is just one part of the story. To enable real-time data ingestion, the company implemented Snowpipe, Snowflake's automated data ingestion service. Here's how it works. Step 1. A new file is uploaded into an S3 bucket. Step 2. An event notification is triggered. Step 3. The file is staged in Snowflake's external stage. Snowpipe automatically ingests this file into Snowflake's target table. This means that as soon as the data lands in S3, Snowpipe loads it into Snowflake, providing a near real-time data availability. Here's what the new data architecture looks like after migrating to Snowflake. So as you can see in the first step, we have data sources like transactional databases, weblogs, and third-party data. So they send in the data to the S3 bucket. For historical data, Snowflake uses the copy into command. For real-time data, Snowpipe automatically ingests the data as they arrive. Data is transformed inside the Snowflake using SQL-based processing, eliminating the need for complex PySpark scripts. And finally, the process data is available for business intelligence and analytics, marketing and finance teams, machine learning, and data science use cases. This migration made the company's data pipeline simpler, faster, and fully automated. By migrating from AWS Glue to Snowflake, this company unlocked major benefits. First, it had fully automated workflows, no more manual glue job tuning. Real-time data availability. Thanks to Snowpipe, data was available immediately instead of waiting for batch jobs. It also resulted in significant cost savings. Snowflake's pay-per-second pricing model reduced unnecessary compute costs, and also it simplified the architecture. No need for multiple S3 buckets, glue triggers, or Lambda functions. With Snowflake, the company gained a high performance, low maintenance, and a cost efficient data platform. By eliminating AWS Glue's complexity and replacing it with SQL-based transformations and automated ingestion, this company successfully modernized its data pipeline. If you found this insightful, stay tuned for more cloud architecture deep dives. Thanks for watching. Thank you.